Hello everyone, and welcome to this new CATIA Design Talk, the webinar series where we explore the latest trend, tools, and techniques in industrial design and engineering using CATIA, the world-leading software for product development and innovation. My name is Fabio Ballari, and I have the pleasure of hosting today Julien Gervais from VoltAero and Jonathan MONFROY from Design Studio of Dassault Systèmes. Hello, Julian. Hello, Jonathan. First of all, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Fabio. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, everyone. My name is Julien Gervais. I'm a head of system department and CV electroavionics at VoltAero. Few words about VoltAero. It's a French company based in north of Bordeaux, in Royan, building a new aircraft to the entirely new level, the CATIA 330. It's a 5-seat configuration with a propulsion from a combined electric hybrid power of 330 kilowatts. And it will be certified to the Europe EASA CS23 certification specification as a single-engine general aviation category aircraft.
Okay, very good. Jonathan.
Hello, Fabio. Hello, Julian. Hello, everyone. I'm part of the design studio team as lead creative designer in charge of product and industrial design projects for Dassault Systèmes. My mission for VoltAero project was to provide ideas and design guidelines and to help with the design development of the CATIA 330 aircraft.
Very good. Thanks for joining today. We are excited to discuss the dynamic collaboration between VoltAero and Dassault Systèmes, focusing on both aircraft design and enhancing the user experience with the help of CATIA solution. Today, we are not just talking about the innovative aircraft design, but also about the envisioning in the future with our strategic initiative like the Design Studio of the Future and our commitment to sustainability. In the Design Studio of the Future, we bring human-centered approach, you will see later on, to new product and services development. Regarding the sustainability, we are imagining new solution and experience from more sustainable air travel, where we support the definition of new usage and utilize design to help ecosystem project themselves into more sustainable future. Additionally, we will allow the outstanding achievement of this project, including the showcase at Paris Air Show and the honor of receiving the Genius Award. So let's start with Jonathan. Can you please tell us more about the design process of this aircraft?
Yes, of course. So we implemented a classic design thinking methodology involving interviews with aeronautic experts and potential users of the VoltAero aircraft. Then we synthesized these interviews to create 3 key personas. These personas illustrate user profiles with their habits and associated uses. So the fleet manager, the passenger, and the private owner. Thanks to these 3 personas, we were able to imagine 2 realistic scenarios highlighting the relevant usage issues and imagining the aircraft future functions. The result is a set of guidelines, a kind of specification that brings together ergonomic, technical, and usage aspects to define the aircraft design, both inside and exterior.
Okay, interesting. So how did these 3 user profiles you mentioned influence the design of the VoltAero CATIA 330?
The 3 user profiles helped us to understand how a potential customer could move outside or inside the aircraft, and how a pilot could use a hybrid aircraft cockpit, or what services we could integrate into the flight experience, for example. But let's go to the heart of my job, the conceptualization phase, where ideas diverge and converge. So based not only on the guidelines, but also on the identity and branding work that you can see in the previous CATIA talk, I sketch out different concepts and variants of the aircraft exterior, considering the space requirements. I also tried to find an aesthetical identity for the VoltAero aircraft, giving it a distinctive silhouette like we do in the automotive design. So when you look at it, you immediately know that it's a VoltAero aircraft. And to validate my concept, I use live rendering to get a quick look in situation with the right lights, good reflex, etc. In parallel, VoltAero built a scale model on their Royan seats.
Okay, so it's time for you, Julien. Can you please tell us more about the working methodology implemented at VoltAero?
Yeah, of course. So within VoltAero, there are different departments, notably the design office and the system department. There, the two are closely linked to not only to the smooth development of the aircraft and its design, but also for the activities that are carried out in parallel. What do I mean by parallel activities? In particular, the 1:1 scale composite mockup built by our engineers and technicians, especially for the Paris Air Show and the subsequent air shows. We spend months, day and night, creating this 1:1 scale mockup, as you can see on the screen right now, to obtain as much as really as possible by integrating equipment such as the dashboard designed by Dassault Systèmes, including the avionics equipment, flight controls. What I mean by flight control is only the rudder pedal and the stick controls, the thrust levers, seats, ambient lights, and so on. So the primary objective of this mockup was to show and project the cabin and cockpit capability of our aircraft to our future customers, investors, and the general public. But also to be able to do a design review with our pilots regarding the positioning and dimensioning of the avionics and other equipments in the dedicated place. This enables us to realign our 3D model in the 3D experience CATIA in relation to the technical problems encountering during this review, and also in relation to the new expectation of our pilots and customer requirements. And so for an even more realistic immersion of our interior, we couple the 1:1 scale mockup with our virtual reality, which was also developed by Dassault Systèmes team, especially for Le Bourget event.
All right. So thank you for bringing those detail and picture to us. What about the interior of the aircraft?
I then investigate the interior. So first, we carry out an ergonomics study using VR and human design. So how to enter the plane in the cabin or cockpit area, how to load luggage, and so on. The zoning phase is essential at this stage to define the various functional areas of the interior. And to do this, I'm using Imagine and Shape, which allows me to quickly build volumes and dimensions. This aircraft must be able to carry PRM, person with reduced mobility, as well as cargo or medevac. So for example, one of the first issues was the width of and positioning of the door. And then we had to define diverse range of colors and materials using mood boards and sketches. I also wanted to create a strong signature inside, thanks to the logo and a backlit pattern to create a welcoming, luminous atmosphere. So when you step into the plane, you know you are in the VoltAero. But I made several modifications of the aircraft structure as the aircraft structure evolved along the way.
Yeah, as you know, every aviation program encounters the problems during development, and we create a technical design decision to be taken through the project, and especially during the pre-design, design, and conception phase. In our case, we encounter a number of technical problems up to now, and I will just describe two of them. One was the total weight of the aircraft was too high, so we had to reduce the size of the fuselage and the number of packs from 6 seats to 5 seats. And the second problem was the size of the door, which was too narrow to load the European pallet, so customer requirements for the cargo configurations. So for instance, these customer requirements affected the design of the plane and mainly the door. So VoltAero project is a highly innovative, fast-moving project in the startup mode, involving many technical modifications that have had and will continue to have an impact of the design of our aircraft. In summary, with a project as innovative as this one, the relationship, again, between VoltAero departments, Dassault Systèmes Design Studio, and the 3D experience tool made this CATIA project what it is today.
Okay, very good. So interesting collaboration then. What about the development of the cockpit?
Concerning the cockpit, I had multiple discussions with VoltAero about ergonomic and technology. For example, we had to be able to squeeze between the two front seats to settle in, have direct access to the fuses, be able to use and hang an iPad, maintain a good field of vision on the tarmac, and respect a specific degree of dashboard inclination to avoid the in-flight reflection. So the choice of avionics was decisive in the finalization of the cockpit shape. I also proposed several instrument panel layouts to integrate the displays and instrumentation into the overall shape. We validated all these specifications directly in 3D, but also on seat in the physical model. This is always a good time for a designer.
Fantastic. So thanks for these details. Can you tell us more about the virtual reality experience you created? How did you launch the communication, especially for the shows like Bourget and Dubai?
Yes, of course. So communicating with 3D renderings, sketches, or pictures is fine, but it's not enough. Communicating with a mock-up or a prototype is fine, but costly, especially in terms of transport and stand size at a trade show. That's why VoltAero came back to us at the end of the project to set up a virtual reality experience to enable them to communicate on the aircraft interior at various trade shows such as Friedrichshafen, Paris, or Dubai Air Show, and to show few layout details like folding seats and armrests, operation of the side sticks, and power lever, the various cockpit screens, lighting in night mode, etc.
Okay. And technically speaking, which CATIA application you use to create such an interactive experience?
To achieve this, I used live rendering and a product perception experience. I created and applied materials adapted to real-time visualization, created a lighting ambience for the day and night modes, set up animation for the moving elements, and then came up with a simple, non-intrusive interface, animated point of interest, to invite the novice user to click and interact with certain elements of the aircraft. So in this experience, you can go from the cockpit to the cabin, change seats, have the sensation of flying by day or night, also thanks to a sound background. We tested this experience at Dassault Systèmes and also at VoltAero in the scale model directly. And before using it in real life condition at international air shows. I've also written tutorials so that anyone can easily use the experience. And by the way, I invite any one of you to come and test this experience in the Design Studio VR area.
Wow, fantastic. And I saw you also create a VoltAero soda drink. So, okay, very good. Julien, can you share us your experience with VR presentation and also for the Le Bourget and also for the Janus de l'Industrie Award?
Yeah, of course. So firstly, the VR was really benefit for us at Le Bourget event, Friedrichshafen Air Show as well, and recently Dubai Air Show. So everyone who has a chance to test the Casio 330 VR, as Jonathan mentioned it, day and night mode, by the way, were surprised by the realism and the quality of the virtual reality rendering. To sum up that, they all came away from the VR experience, especially in Le Bourget, with a smile on their face, and the media followed from this year's air shows has been very, very beneficial for VoltAero in terms of potential new customers, private investors, partners, and so on. So the virtual reality was used more at our last show in Dubai, as there was neither the 1:1 scale mockup nor the aircraft. So the VR was therefore the only visuals means to promoting VoltAero's Casio 330 aircraft to the important people of Middle East. So this is the first things, and also I would like to conclude by emphasizing that without the professionalism and synergy between the Dassault Systèmes and VoltAero teams, including of course the power of the Dassault Systèmes tool to be able to create this VR, we probably wouldn't have had the chance to win the Genius Award. So which providing once again that our Casio aircraft is very unique.
Okay, fantastic. So thank you, Julien. Thank you, Jonathan. So I think it's now time to open the question and answer session. So while you're showing again some picture of the Casio, we can answer to the audience question. You can type your question in the comment tab and we will answer them live. Okay. There is a first question. Which market are you targeting, actually?
So, VoltAero is focusing on general aviation market in general speaking. But to answer this question, we especially targeting US market, which is the number one of the world in the general aviations.
Okay.
And of course, Europe market as well.
Okay. Second question. What about your competitors?
So our competitor are the companies building the same type of aircraft, of course. So the general aviation, like up to 5 seats. With a piston engine, of course, not turbine engine. So like the series, the SR22, Ampere also, they are developing a really similar aircraft than us with hybrid electric engines. Cessna, but not of them, except Ampere, are hybrid electric. There is few projects similar of our technology, I mean electric hybrid engine, but not necessarily the same application, the same passenger on board, and not the same type of certification. So we have like a French company, like Dassault Couples, but it's still a demonstrator. Also the Ascendance with an hybrid VTOL, so it's not an STOL. STOL, I mean, it's a short takeoff landing, and Ascendance is a vertical takeoff. It's a VTOL. And also Earth Aerospace, which is an electric hybrid engine as well, but up to 30 passengers. So as you can see, we are really few competitors right now regarding the CS-23 level 2 aircraft, piston engine, hybrid electric.
Okay. I have one question from my side. When is the first flight planned?
So there is two steps. Regarding our development certification roadmap today, VoltAero have to plan to develop 2 flight test vehicles. So the first one, what we call the Casio 21X experimental aircraft, it's powered by thermal engine only, and the Casio 22, which is the second flight test vehicle, who will be embedded the electrical hybrid propulsion system. So for the first prototype, to answer your question, the Casio 21X, the first flight will be around February 2025. Okay. And for the second prototype, which is a Casio 22, a year after.
Okay. Great. Okay. Are you now design aficionados?
What does it mean?
It's Spanish. Aficionados.
What is this question?
Whatever. No, Julien, while waiting other question, what are the next steps?
The main next step I would like to say for us, for VoltAero, I mean, is the first flight of our prototype, of course, to see in the air this Casio aircraft. And of course, then the Casio 22, which is really the airplane built to go ahead for the certification before starting the production of our Casio. And also another main step for us, it's middle of next year. The final assembly will be finally built for our aircraft.
Okay.
So this is the three main step, let's say, for the next year and the years coming.
All right. I think we are running out of time, so let's move to the conclusion of this talk. Thank you for joining us today to this CATIA Design Talk, and special thank you to our guests, Jonathan and Julien, for sharing this use case and their insight with us. We hope you will find this webinar informative and engaging and inspiring you on the new possibility in industrial design. Remember, you can watch the replay of this talk in our CATIA Creative Design Listening community. Those links will appear at the bottom of the screen, and continue the conversation with Julien and Jonathan and other experts. Simply register to our community and gain access to all our insight and best practices, and it's free. We appreciate your participation and feedback, and we look forward to seeing you again at our next CATIA Design Talk. Until then, have a great day and keep innovating with CATIA. Goodbye.